Texas Panhandle is a fertile and flat land for thousands of miles, but between Amarillo and Lubbock, the ground drops 1,000 feet from the surface, creating the second largest canyon in the United States. Striking canyon walls, red rock striations, and seemingly endless views define Palo Duro Canyon. And just about the only way to drive off-road is at Merus Adventure Park. Come along as I solo explore Texas' newest adventure park on this episode of gxor Overland. Come find out why this may very well be the best overlanding in Texas.
I'm sliding at this point. Nice and easy. Yep. Sliding a bit there. Alright, let's try this one. This one's got me kind of genuinely concerned. It's got a pretty deep drop off with a pretty high pitch on the other side. I'm going slow, so I don't know if I'm going to have a lot of traction here. I am in 4 low. A little gas here to make sure I get up this next hill. Oh yeah, there we go. Hopefully I don't bottom out. I have no idea what's on the other side. All right. You know, the first trail took me about 2 hours to drive, and it's 3:40 right now. I probably could squeeze in another trail, but I'll be honest with you, I'm a little hesitant to, because if I get stuck, I'm going to get stuck during the night. And again, I'm driving solo, so I do have to think about, you know, self-recovery and what that entails, and doing anything at night is twice as hard, if not harder. So it's just something that you have to think about when you're driving solo. You got to think about, how are you going to recover yourself? You have to think about, you know, what kind of obstacles can I do? What kind of obstacles am I willing to try? And what kind of obstacles is there no way in hell am I going to do them? Oh. I will say there was one part of a trail today where it had a pretty significant drop, and then it was followed by a very, very steep descent. I actually measured it. It was so steep. It was 36 degrees. That's really steep. And at the end of the trail, it took a hard left. But if you kept going straight, you would, Dukes of Hazzard style, jump off the cliff. And of course, fall to your death. Which is, it's that last part that I was not real fond of. Fortunately, they had a cutout, and I took it. I'm man enough to say it. If I were here with several other people, sure, I would try it. But solo, alone, no, not doing that today. This road that I'm on, it actually goes down into the bottom of the canyon, and that's notable because the only way you can drive into the bottom of the canyon, other than in the state park, is at Merus Adventure Park. All the land outside of the state park is privately owned, so you have to have permission from someone who has private property in the canyon to be able to come down here and drive in it. And so it's pretty notable that Merus Adventure Park has opened up to the public. I gotta say, great facility out here. I've been really impressed with all of the signage. The roads are in great shape. They're challenging, but they're in great shape. Trails are nice and wide. They're well marked. Lots of vistas. There were several points along the trails today where I could have pulled off and taken a beautiful photo. I'm going down the Merus 101 right now. I'm about to go into the drop zone. And I gotta say, this is a green trail and it's no slouch. It's kind of coming at me. Definitely got some steep parts to it. In fact, he was telling me I'm gonna need to put it in low to go down this little stretch called the drop zone because it's so steep. I'm gonna try to figure out how to navigate this thing. Wow, that is steep. All right, I just hopped out. Wanted to go take a look at this trail, see what it's gonna be like, and it's impressively steep. So I am gonna put it in 4 low. I'm gonna take his advice and put it in drive and then slowly creep my way down this trail. There's a little bit of a rock ledge right here. That's gonna make things even more interesting. And you can't see it, but I'm on this really loose gravel right now. Very fine dust. So you definitely, and I'm sliding. I mean, this stuff is like moon dirt. It is so fine. I wish you had a sense for how steep it is here. I am sliding my way down this hill. I got no control. I'm sure this is gonna be fun getting up. So you definitely wanna make sure that you maintain your speed. Keep it under control because it would be easy to, get sideways and then you're off camber and you could potentially flip. That would be a bad situation. But I can't tell you how beautiful the vista is right now. I mean, I feel like I'm driving in the Grand Canyon. That's exactly the way it feels. Everywhere you look here, there's some kind of beautiful vista that you're looking at. There's just nothing but canyon for as far as I can see. I mean, other than, looking straight down and, at my imminent death. But it is gorgeous out here. I can't tell you enough how beautiful it is out here. And the trails out here, I mean, they respect the land. They take advantage of its natural contours. There are some impressive trails out here. Looking at some of the black diamond and double black diamond trails out here, just the entrance to them, I will say that they are impressive. I would encourage you to have either an incredibly aggressive, Jeep that's street legal, or some kind of rock crawler set up to be able to tackle those trails. And then coming down here into the bottom of the canyon, I mean, this is like otherworldly. It feels like I am in the Grand Canyon. It really does. I don't see any identification of any man-made object for as far as I can see. I don't see any cell phone towers. I don't see any electrical lines. I don't see any other cars. I don't see nothing. I mean, it is desolate out here. You're by yourself out here. For a green trail, this is a little impressive. The trail I was on earlier, it was a blue, and that one nearly ate my lunch. I did get high centered maybe once or twice, but it was recoverable. That was, my biggest concern was getting high sided, and I'm out there solo, so it's not like I have someone that can pull me out. Oy. Oh. There's several washouts that make the trails interesting. Give you a pretty deep dip, and then you've got to watch your clearance on the back end. Even this green trail is no exception to that. There's definitely some parts where you're going over a pretty tall crest and you can't see where you're driving. Well, no worries. There's only like a 200-foot cliff on the other side, so nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. Being safe, Mom. Being safe. If you have a long overhang in the rear, like a Toyota Tacoma or the Lexus GX, or the Gladiator, you are probably going to scrape in a number of places. So just keep that in mind and think about any potential damage to your body panels, your rear quarter panels. There's ways to avoid that when you're on the trail. You can angle your car slightly as you're leaving a departure. Or if you have some kind of protection like I do in the hitch receiver, you can make sure that you line that up perfectly so that it takes the brunt. I mean, look at this scenery. If you told me that I was in the Grand Canyon or somewhere in Utah, I'd believe you. I mean, this is just unbelievable scenery. It is rugged, it is pristine, it is beautiful out here. Oi! Ow! Definitely air down the tires when you come out here. Look at that view. I zoomed out here so you could get a look at this amazing peak right here. Look how beautiful that is. The striations and the coloring, just beautiful. The sun is getting low. It tells me it's time to head to camp and have a cold beer. Wow, we are definitely driving in a riverbed here. You can definitely see that this is a trail coming down through this riverbed, but that gets interesting when it rains. That is a blue course right there. All this sand. I'm pulling in here to the Boots Off Camp. This is where I'm going to be staying for the night. The nice gentleman at the park entrance told me that I could park in a nice little spot next to this creek. So looking forward to the view. Look at this. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I can tell you that my campsite is already in the shade. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Now, look at that. That is aggressive. Boy, it's been a good day out on the trail. That first trail that I drove was pretty impressive. Kind of ate my lunch, really. But I am now here at my campsite, and wow, what a spot. This one was one that was recommended to me, and I gotta say, I understand why. This place is beautiful. Got a nice little campsite here. You could easily fit, 3 or 4 cars here if you needed to. But the great part is you've got this great bluff right behind me, and there's a little creek bed just over the tree line there. Really beautiful spot. I'm the only one down here. I don't know if there's other people that are showing up tonight, but as of right now, I am definitely the only one out here by myself, just me and the occasional cow, maybe coyote. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for camp because it is going to get dark soon. As you can see, the sun is already setting. It is 4:10 in the afternoon. That's partly because of winter hours, but also the sun just sets earlier in the canyon, and so you have to be prepared for that. You have to make sure that you're at camp by the time you need to be to get set up, or else you're going to be setting up in the dark. When you're out camping, it really helps if you have all of your things in one box, or at least organized in boxes by category. I've taken these Pelican cases, these are the 1500 and the 1600 cases, and I've organized them by category. I have one for camp that has my lights, my hammocks, all kinds of other things in there for the camp. And then I have one for my Chuck. So this is my Chuck box. You can see here I've politely named him Chuck, but this is where I keep all of my camping cooking equipment. You can see here I have my spices, I have my utensils here, my knife there, and then in the bottom here, obviously hot pads, I have grills, I have plates, I have a gas stove, I have pots and pans, paper towels, aluminum foil, all kinds of great stuff that you need when you're cooking. But the great thing about having it all contained in one box is that when you're ready to go camping, you simply grab the box, you throw it in the truck, and you've got everything that you need for a successful cook when you're at the campsite. Good morning. It's a little bit chilly out here. Estimating it's probably 35, 40 degrees down here in the canyon. It's a little bit chilly, but I was pretty warm last night. Looks like the sunrise is about to come up. Won't see it when it first comes up just because I'm down here in the canyon, but I can see that it's starting to put a lot of light out. May be able to see it already up top, but I'm going to go ahead and get some coffee in my body, get ready to hit the trails, pack up the campsite, go have another day of fun. All right, I have coffee. The world can return to normal. Please proceed with your lives. Something about campfire coffee that just really hits the spot in the morning. Plus this holiday blend is just delightful. Sun's coming up, starting to hit the clouds. I'm gonna go try some more blue trails today. I guess I didn't get my fill yesterday. I think I'm gonna go do maybe 2 or 3 blue trails. These are gonna be shorter, only about a mile in length. The one yesterday was close to 4 miles long. But I am hopeful that they are less challenging than yesterday because, gosh, yesterday was tough. So I'm going to go hit the trails today, pack it up, head home. But before I do, I'll let you know what I think about this place out here. So quiet out here. preview. It's amazing. All right, this happens to be the first car that I've seen out here on the trails today, and as it turns out, it's a Lexus. So, you know, these Lexuses are starting to get pretty popular. People are starting to realize that they are decent off-road vehicles. I'm gonna try this Salt Fork Creek. This runs down a riverbed, and might be a little bit rocky, but we'll see how it goes. It is hard to take in all the beauty of this place. So I wanted to show you this panoramic. I think this is just an unbelievable shot of how just beautiful and rugged this entire place is. Basically everything you see at this point is part of the Merus Adventure Park. As I said earlier, 5,200 acres of off-road driving, mountain biking, hiking, camping. Just take this in. Not a bad way to wake up on a Saturday morning. I'll tell you that right now. Oh! Holy. Is everything still attached? That right there is a big old tire-eaten hole.
Ascending from the canyon requires a challenging drive up the Merus 101 drop-in. The steep grade and loose gravel create a challenge for any vehicle, and you'll want to use your lowest gearing to tackle it. Leading the canyon floor is a bittersweet moment for me. I will miss the time spent here and will fondly remember the beauty, majesty, challenge, and unique aspects this property provides. But I know I'll be returning to further my adventures and all she has to offer. You see, Merus Adventure is the overlanding destination every Texan wishes was more widely available in this great state. Few other places allow such uninterrupted trail riding with desolate, ruggedly beautiful views and campsites along the way. Though my trip was a short 24 hours, I recommend 2 or more days at Merus to fully appreciate the diversity of trails, hiking and biking, and the many camping options. Personally, I can't wait to come back to experience all the park has to offer. Wanting to take it all in just one more time before hitting the road home, I parked on the canyon rim and broke out a chair for a most perfect picnic. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and clicking the notification button. Also check out our interview with Merus Adventure Park founder Dirk Van Reenen. Thank you for watching, and until next time, we'll see you on the trails.